we were called he passed away in an accident and and it's been 2-3 months to the accident लेकिन and death और अभी उनको dreams आ रहे हैं, like the daughters are getting dreams and the wife is getting dreams regarding him and he's trying to say something. At one point the daughter was like, you know what, I also felt like he was standing next to me when I was sleeping that night. And when I got up, so I saw this shadow which looked like my father only. And big shades सब कुछ, and हमको बुलाया and हम शाम को पहुंचे, started talking. Everyone has their own story कि हमने ऐसा कुछ देखा, वो घर के पीछे परछाई देखा, वो घर के अंदर परछाई देखी, ये फलाना ढिकाना सब वो लोगों ने बोला. हमने कहा ठीक है, स्टोरीज हैं, मतलब अपन इन्वेस्टिगेट करेंगे. एंड वी स्पेंड 2.5 hours using night vision cameras, motion sensor cameras, EMF sensors. कोई रिप्लाई नहीं था. So अगर let's say you if you are calling me to investigate your place and I'm saying आपके घर में भूत नहीं है, you will be happy, right? कि यार चलो बच गया, नहीं तो मेरी तो अकेला रहता हूँ फट जाती, नहीं तो मेरी. They were like, how can you say भूत नहीं है? मैं कहा नहीं है, हमने कहा नहीं है. So right now still a very peaceful voice and बातचीत चल रही. नहीं, how can you say there is nothing? मैंने कहा नहीं, there is absolutely nothing. चालीस लोग ना, they are walking towards us. How can you say there is nothing करके? हमने देखा है. मैंने कहा ये क्या है? I said what's happening right now? नहीं हमने देखा है, उसने देखा है, आप कैसे बोल सकते हो नहीं देखा है करके? मैंने कहा नहीं है, आपको नहीं मिल रहा, ये है वो है. मैंने कहा आप एक काम करो, आप उससे बात करो जिसने बुलाया था, हम आते हैं. And we fled the place.
मैं क्यों ये बता रही हूँ is that was the first time after the entire thing was done. So it was like उस investigation में हमको ये पता चला था, I was communicating with 2 entities which were good, who were trying to protect me from the evil one. Whoa. So वो evil ने इनको अपने कब्जे में करा हुआ था, and he was feeding on their energy.
अच्छा.
तो जब मैं communicate कर रही थी and while I was in the stress, because I was more vulnerable, ये मुझे shield कर रहे थे. They were protecting me. And after all, everything was done, in one of our gadgets, we get these words, are you okay? That's there on our channel. मतलब literally that was the first time my investigation में dark जगह पे रो like आंसू आ रहे हैं मेरे, because for the first time we encountered an entity who is so caring, who's finding out are you okay, and at the end she said goodbye. We even got that on it.
So yo everyone, कैसा है? This is Dishan Timble. Welcome back to the podcast. And आज का podcast you can see as the camera angle is different. So there are more people in the studio right now, and मैं खुश हूँ because this podcast will be very 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 special to me, because I'll be learning a lot about and you guys also will be learning a lot about spirits, ghosts, and ऐसे वैसे नहीं भाई, इंडिया के टॉप लेवल, अरे यार क्या बोलूं, पैरानॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज, सॉरी मेरा बोबड़ी वर्ल्ड है, सॉरी एंड demonologist and a psychic. So let's start. मैं time waste नहीं करेगा. You might have seen in thumbnail. So let's get into it. Put your hands together for this guys over here. It's just me clapping. But hi guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us here.
यार, like I never expected you will reply, man. Like I was just like I told Shweta ki Shweta, bro, these guys are there, they might reply. So
actually every time we get an invitation for a podcast, I think our team does our due diligence. We see क्या है क्या नहीं है, कैसे टाइप का कंटेंट बनाते हैं, because after few last podcast अभी बढ़ गए थोड़े से request, तो we have to actually screen and के we should match के हम लोग क्या करते हैं. ऐसे नहीं कि randomly कोई भी भले उनका कितना subscriber हो नहीं हो, doesn't matter, but it should align to what we are doing. So
yeah, exactly.
That's what matters, and that's why I think we agreed that we should be here.
And it is crazy that because I saw your podcast on the Ranveer show and I was very quite impressed, because as I told earlier ki there is no one in India who is doing it on this scale, at least for me, and telling people, educating people ki this is real, this is not real, and what is happening exactly in the society around.
Yeah.
So let's start with some Kissey. Like who is going to start?
Savio.
एक बार एक भूत था.
So recently you guys went to Alibag, right? So let's start from there, because Alibag, that place is my village actually, not a village actually. It's a farmhouse that my auntie owns, and it's in Seoul.
Next time अपना
Okay.
stay free है.
So it's on us. It's on me. So you
हाँ.
can just tell कि like तुम लोग जा रहे
नहीं
हो.
ऑन मी नहीं से ऑन अस तो समझेगा. अब बोल के चला गया फिर कोई नहीं है इधर.
Like you just can call. You have my number. Like
Of
Dishant,
course.
let's go. And I'll also come. So he'll inspect
Yeah.
me if I am real or not. And let's start. What was the experience over there?
The last time we had been to Alibag was on our tours. We take ghost encounters tours. So we
Yeah.
take like 10 people along with us, and we have them experience exactly what we do on a slightly smaller scale. Like where we go, we have crazy experiences. We actually investigate the paranormal. We try to find whether a place is haunted or not, or why is it haunted, what is the backstory. Pooja does a set of readings, I do a set of readings, and then afterwards comes Sarba, and he will actually try to corroborate the readings with the gadgetry and everything. So that's a very crazy thing to do. But when we take our tours, ghost encounters tours, what we do is we try to give people an experience, a look into what we exactly do. They first handedly have that experience. Like people might call them crazy, and all these crazy people come together, and then after this experiences in the night, in the day, like there is a common misconception that bhoot sirf raat ko aate
रात को
hain.
होता है.
Acha.
हाँ, but then afterwards you can experience this even in the day. दिन में ऐसा नहीं है कि भूत गायब हो जाते हैं या demons गायब हो जाते हैं, वो सब time पे रहते हैं. So we try to educate people. That what you said is educate people, tell them exactly what is happening. So
Exactly,
this time also it was crazy. When we went over there, we had a lot of responses. There was one person who turned into a gadget himself. जैसे कि he was wearing a smartwatch, and उसका BP, उसका blood pressure rise हो रहा था exactly at the time when the entity was manifesting.
Okay.
वो भी उसको मतलब थोड़ा सा अजीब हुए में उसको पता चला. So you can continue. I'll just add on this part only. कि he was with us. So generally when we are in tour, हम लोग ऐसे different spots में लोगों को लेके जाता है. To actually, like he said, to become what we are on a very small intensity, less intensity. तो वो पीछे आ रहा था, ये लोग सब आगे निकल गए, and I think पूजा पीछे थी, and he just frantically calls her and he's like मेरा BP बहुत high दिखा रहा है, मेरे को watch warning दे रहा है. So like what happened? No, it's showing 156 right now. So I'm like, how is it possible? No, मैं ठीक था. And then we asked him कि डर वर लग रहा है क्या? Because generally होता है ऐसा टूर में कि आपकी फट गई हो कुछ है तो बढ़ जाता है. एंड वी अंडरस्टैंड एंड वी से कि अगर आपको कुछ भी हेल्थ रिलेटेड इशू होता है ऑन द स्पॉट बिकॉज ऑफ द डर, जो कुछ भी आप फ्रैंकली बताओ हमको, हम आपका टेक केयर करेंगे.
And this person is a proper health fitness वाला person. I
Yeah.
mean ऐसा नहीं है कि उसको BP issues हैं या कुछ नहीं. That's why he got a little more concerned.
He drove from Indore to Bombay to attend the tour.
So this is the same guy you were talking about?
Yeah, same guy. And जब वो चल के जा रहा था एक पॉइंट पे उसका बीप हुआ suddenly and then he went back and उसका लेवल नॉर्मल हो गया हार्ट का.
Okay.
He again came and again वो बीप हुआ. That is when he called her कि there's something wrong that is happening.
So it was a specific location that it was happening.
Yeah.
And उसको symptoms नहीं हो रहे थे, जैसे कि no palpitations, nothing like that. It's only that his smartwatch was showing that what your blood pressure is going up.
Okay.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
It's really
And
crazy
then
to hear.
every point he went to उसका BP बढ़ रहा था. And then he was like, you know what, कि maybe I'm feeling यहाँ पे कुछ, as in मेरा स्मार्ट वॉच या फिर मेरी बॉडी कुछ तो सेंस कर रही है यहाँ पे. Why don't you investigate and figure out? And exactly that was the spot जहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा अपन को replies मिले, activities मिले, as compared to the entire place. So he became like an gadget for us.
Gadget for himself. And what we do is actually when we go for such tours, right? We don't send people alone.
Yeah.
We send them in twos, in pairs, so that they have each other. So, उसका partner जो था वो आके बोला कि there's something happening with him.
Yeah.
And wherever they're going, there's something happening with him, and he was like the person who was monitoring this.
Okay.
So everything was under safe. Everything was safe. There was nothing to be scared about or whatever like that. I mean, they were pretty mature, pretty good enough, pretty stable enough. But then after, this was a crazy thing to happen, right?
Exactly, like human just telling you कि blood pressure high हो रहा है.
नहीं वो वही कर रहा था. I think even उसका partner भी उसके बाद kind of he started exploiting. He'll be coming in Goa, मेरे को मारेगा अभी. But he started exploiting. Both of them are coming for the next tour actually. That he was like, you know what, his partner was like, मुझे ना ये कोने में कुछ लग रहा है, तू उधर आके खड़े हो थोड़ा सा, कुछ मिल रहा है क्या वहाँ पे? So
we are
Yeah.
catching actually the Kissey vibe because we are laughing and making jokes. But carrying on, you are a demonologist, right?
Yeah.
So how did you got into this? I like
Yeah,
to know.
people often get confused between dermatologist and demonologist. इसमें,
Dharma
but
is
I'm,
skin,
I'm
yaar, bro.
actually अरे नहीं pronounce करने को जो मेरी नाम का इतना बतंग
माँ बहन
बनता
कर
है,
देते हैं।
तो demonologist is nothing.
And the same way they get confused between psycho and psychic.
Psychics, you know.
Yeah, to a certain extent we are psychos also, but
Yeah, but then openly नहीं बोलना चाहिए वो सब. But yeah, I became a demonologist actually in 2014.
Mhm.
It was solely for the purpose because demonology एक ऐसा study है जो कि it's kind of above the normal understanding and investigation of human spirits
Mhm.
or the kind of investigations people generally do. Generally अगर आप demonic entities के बारे में बात करोगे, उनके बारे में जानने की कोशिश करोगे, ज़्यादा information नहीं है पहली बात, and जो भी information है वो आपको movie से मिलेगा.
Okay.
Like 2014 I became a demonologist, 2013 में Conjuring 1 release हुई थी.
Mhm.
And I remember watching Conjuring and I'm like, अच्छा ये लोग demonologist हैं, but what is their work? Like how are they different from normal people like us, like investigators? And then I was like, अच्छा there's a separate field to study demons, and why? Because there is no such, like जैसे for example अभी हम जब ह्यूमन सोल्स के बारे में बात करते हैं तो आपको बहुत सारी थ्योरीज मिल जाएंगी, थेसिस मिल जाएंगी, स्टोरीज मिल जाएंगी, एक्सपीरियंसेस मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन अगर आप ऐसा डीमन सर्च करने जाओगे, डेमोनोलॉजी के बारे में सर्च करने जाओगे, आपको बहुत ही कम इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा. जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा वो पढ़ कर आपको रहेगा कि यार इसमें सच्चाई कितनी है और झूठ कितना है, मतलब एग्जैजरेशन कितना है उसमें.
Mhm.
Because the line between real and something that is like not real is very thin when it comes to paranormal, and
Mhm.
individual के हिसाब से हम जाते हैं.
Mhm.
तो मैंने कहा नहीं, आई थिंक देयर समथिंग आई शुड बी डूइंग. इट्स लाइक कि अगर आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि दुनिया क्या पढ़ा रही है, आप खुद ही पढ़ लो कि वो चीज में क्या है.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's when I took the stand कि maybe I should learn about demons. So in that period, few of our friends who are in the States and other parts of the world who are also in the same paranormal field, they were like, we know a particular person who teaches exclusively, and they were affiliated to a particular university or something back then in Ohio. हमने कहा ठीक है करते हैं. And so I started studying, and it was a whole lot process. So technically when you pass their examination you become a demonologist, but I think it's easy to say कि you're a demonologist than to do, because it's not कि आपने एक एग्जाम पास कर लिया आप demonologist बन गए. It's like कि आप एक क्या बोलते हैं, मतलब just by doing 1/4 year का प्रोजेक्ट आप इंजीनियर नहीं बन जाओगे.
Mhm.
The same thing I think मेरे साथ भी था. So that was the beginning of the journey, but officially I got the title of being a demonologist. And demonologist is basically a person who studies the existence and manifestation of demonic entities.
entity.
और majorly inhuman entities जो कि normally हम उनके बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं. But then again it's a topic that's very much rooted in religion, rather than as compared to spirits and paranormal, which is like kind of के हर एक religion में कुछ ना कुछ है, but demons का बहुत selected जगहों पे है.
Okay.
That's what makes it kind of different from other field.
Crazy. But like, have you encountered anything like related to this?
See वही होता है कि मेरा मेन मोटो था कि जो मैं टीवी में देख रहा हूँ वो सच है कि नहीं है.
हाँ.
अब मैं किसी को कैसा होता है ना कि अभी सपोज सावियो भैया ने कुछ एक्सपीरियंस बताया, वो भले ही मैं आगे जाके डिबंक कर दूं, लेकिन सावियो भैया के लिए वो स्टोरी सच्ची है.
Mhm.
Because he has experienced it. भले ही वो hallucination था, ड्रीम था, जो कुछ था, but the trauma is real.
Mhm.
The experience is, I can't say कि अरे नहीं तू तो फेंक रहा है वहाँ पे कर.
हाँ,
I
हाँ.
can't do that. So I was like, the only way I can do is maybe I study it myself and do case studies, everything. For example, there was a case study I remember हम जब पढ़ रहे थे तो some 1683 or 1863 का कुछ एक demonic case था जहाँ पे this girl was possessed by 46 demons.
Oh my god.
And then every time a demon was leaving, one of her body parts were breaking down as a sign that the energy is releasing. And she survived. It was like a 3-4 years of exorcism, but she survived the entire thing. Now,
3-4 years.
yeah,
it takes time. I mean,
takes
it's a
time.
common myth कि वहीं पर झाड़ फूक होगा और वहीं पर हो गया ना. It's a therapy. It will take time.
yeah.
अच्छा.
And अगर आप ऐसे देखो तो for me, I am kind of like नहीं ये ना कुछ ज्यादा फेंका वाला लग रहा है मेरे को.
हाँ.
But there is no way to actually know, because 1800 से किसको मैं पकड़ के पूछूं कि सच्चे के नहीं पता मेरे.
Exactly.
So that's why I learned demonology, so that I can see it for myself. And as of now, yes, we have experienced a lot of entities which might look demonic, but not the way we see in movies और सीरीज के
Hmm.
एकदम पूरा मैनिफेस्ट करके हो रहा है जोरदार. We have seen entities do crazy things, like crazy things as in movie भी उनके सामने फेक पड़ जाएगी. But I think as of now अपने सामने ऐसा कोई खड़ा नहीं हुआ है जिसको बोले कि अरे हाँ ये ना एक demonic entity था जिसके सामने हमने हाथ खड़े कर दिया करके.
No, I also don't believe that they come like properly and manifest themselves like what they show in movies. It's just signs
Yeah.
and symptoms that you see, because I have experienced some symptoms like temperature drop hona, या फिर feeling goosebumps, or like getting touched somewhere,
Yeah.
or like ऐसा breeze जाना.
Yeah.
That is the common
Yeah.
things which I've seen and
But
experienced.
then चीजें होती हैं.
हाँ.
For example अभी हमने भी
Mike,
I don't
Mike.
know. Sorry. When this podcast will be out, but we were recently shooting for one of our projects that we are producing, and उसमें we went to this place in Mahabaleshwar. And वहाँ पे हम पहले जा चुके थे 1 साल पहले, just for the sake of understanding the place and seeing कि जगह कैसा है. And then I think last month कब हम लोग महाबलेश्वर गेट के लिए गए थे टूर के लिए? वैसे मार्च क्या बोलना चाहिए? मई में we went for the tours again, and हम लोग again लोगों को लेके जाते हैं, तो again हम लेके गए थे, लेकिन इस बार जब हम लेके गए all 3 of us were like there's something wrong in this place. Like 1 साल पहले ये जगह की वाइब ऐसी नहीं थी.
So what was the thing going
It was
on?
something denser जो कि था, क्योंकि कैसा होता है कि कुछ लोग घर के अंदर जाते हैं, कुछ बाहर रहते हैं, क्योंकि हम ग्रुप्स में लेके जाते हैं. तो मैं अंदर था, ये लोग बाहर थे, तो ये लोग बाहर से वॉकी टॉकीज में मेरे को बोल रहे हैं कि सरबा यहाँ पे लग रहा है कि कोई लाइक लाइव एनिमल है जो कि अभी अटैक करने वाला है, ऐसा एंजाइटी वाली फीलिंग है इन द एयर.
Okay.
And we were not alone. I mean, there were participants also
Yeah,
along
yeah.
with us. और सबको महसूस हो रहा था कि कोई ना है आजू बाजू में, कोई तो ऐसे सरसर की आवाज आ रही है, ऐसा लग रहा है कोई पत्थर फेंक रहा है, किसी को तो पीछे टैप हो रहा है, and आवाजें आ रही हैं. So I'm every now and then switching on my torch just to be safe with people. But then the entities that were there, I mean, the manifestations that were happening over there were crazy, completely crazy, and I mean, it was completely different. So we understood that ये last year जो थी, जो अपने को back stories of last year जो मिली थी, it was completely different, and now this is malevolent, this has become violent, this has become
More
demonic.
dense. Okay.
For the first time, I because I was standing outside and participants अंदर थे, ये अंदर था, Savio और मैं बाहर थे, taking care of the other participants.
हाँ.
For the first time, I was like, मुझे अंदर नहीं जाना.
Okay.
मुझे अंदर नहीं. And once I went in, I told him there is something really wrong here, जो कि last time नहीं था.
Okay.
And one big difference, you know, ये होता है कि अभी जैसे like you were telling कि आवाज आना या फिर ऐसे हुश करके फील होना या टैप महसूस होना, fine. The entities are doing certain activities and some things, लेकिन वो जितना dark and dense होता है ना, they start playing around with your mind and they start breaking you from within. वो अगर हो गया मतलब
You dented.
No. Definitely not that.
Like
But that जैसे intensity बढ़ती है, they'll start manipulating with your mind, and that is what happened with us.
And I mean, immediately what we took a decision over there is this is not something to tackle on a tour
Yeah.
with other
Okay.
people around. So हमने वही time पे decision ले लिया, we'll come return over here as a team
Yeah,
later
okay.
on and investigate
so you
that.
guys disbanded over there.
Yeah. We stopped
said
that
कि हम निकलते हैं यहाँ से, but then we took a call कि we are coming back for sure, and we went
and we
अभी
did that.
a month back, and it was crazy, as in we are like कि this is not a normal human spirit that is manifesting here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And जब हम I will not tell much about हम investigation के लिए जब गए क्या हुआ, because पता नहीं ये podcast कब आ रहा है.
This will come in first week of next month. First or second week of next month. So,
हाँ तो फिर हमारा नहीं out हुआ होगा तभी.
let's not get into एकदम details.
The details.
Right.
Off camera we can talk.
But yeah, but it was when we went back for the investigation, I'm telling you, this investigation will be in my top 3 list.
Oh wow.
Easily, very easily.
Easily in my top 3 list out of all these years. एक मेरा वो Abbott Mount Church वाला investigation है,
हाँ,
जो मैंने रणवीर में share किया था.
Static and everything. Yeah.
Right. एक वो है, and this will come in the top 3. It was that dark.
We'll do it if you guys are ready to do, then we can do it later on.
Yeah.
Because I
I
like to know कि क्या scene था क्या नहीं, and I like to share it with my audience also.
Yeah.
Because this how can someone survive such conditions? It is like necessary. मतलब लोगों को पता होना चाहिए कि क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है,
Yeah.
whom to contact and what to do in such situations, because
And it wasn't just that we are एक मनगढ़ंत होता है ना, that you have your own palpitations, you have your own fears,
yeah.
right? It wasn't that. हमारे 2 gadgets उड़ाए हैं, महंगे वाले,
yeah.
like 30,000-40,000 वाले gadgets उड़ाए हैं.
Yeah.
What was it like? What?
नहीं अभी बता देंगे तो
अभी
फिर
नहीं,
क्या?
हाँ.
No, but like I want to know about the gadgets that you use. You have
Yeah.
already told it, but I have seen some in like the foreign people use this EVF and everything now.
EVP.
So, EVP and
Yeah.
the wo radio use karte
Yeah,
hain.
yeah.
So this words come out. So I like to know more and more about these things.
No, I think it's the same thing हम लोग भी use करते हैं. ऐसे majorly we use EMF sensors, different kind of EMF sensors होते हैं जो कि electromagnetic field sense करते हैं. जैसे tri-field sensor हो गया, ghost meter करके है, K2 करके है. These are all manufacturers who manufacture sensor जो कि EMF detect कर पाएं, क्योंकि Earth का एक basic EMF होता है. And we basically consider these energies entities as energy being जिनका एक particular energy source है, energy वो लोग फ्लक्चुएट कर सकते हैं, मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हैं. सो अगर एक एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी अर्थ के ईएमएफ में आएगा, 2 एनर्जी पास आएंगे, कुछ तो होगा सीन. वो जो सीन होता है वो हम लोग गैजेट्स में कैप्चर करने की कोशिश करते हैं.
अच्छा.
एज ए रिजल्ट ईएमएफ ड्रॉप हो सकता है, टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप हो सकता है, ह्यूमिडिटी ड्रॉप हो सकती है, आपको ठंडा लग सकता है, बहुत चीजें हो सकती है. एज ए रिजल्ट वी यूज मल्टीपल काइंड ऑफ गैजेट्स. There's a gadget called EDI which stands for Environmental Detection Instrument. So any changes in the environment, it can be humidity, air pressure, EMF, or even on the vibration on a particular surface, वो डिटेक्ट करता है. देन हम EVP रिकॉर्डर्स यूज करते हैं. EVP रिकॉर्डर्स का काम होता है कि अल्ट्रा सेंसिटिव जो आवाज है जो कि ह्यूमन ईयर्स को सुनाई नहीं देता है, वो कैप्चर करता है. बिकॉज इंफ्रासोनिक में भी आवाजें होती हैं, अल्ट्रासोनिक में भी आवाजें होती हैं. सो बेसिकली द ट्राई इज कि जो चीजें इंसान नहीं देख पाता है, सुन नहीं पाता, उसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि वो एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते. दे आर इन सम पर्टिकुलर स्पेक्ट्रम. सो द ट्राई इज के वो स्पेक्ट्रम की चीजों को भी हम कैप्चर करने की कोशिश करें. एज अ रिजल्ट वी यूज अ कैमरा कॉल्ड फुल स्पेक्ट्रम कैमरा.
What does that do?
These cameras they have IR filters. As a result से Vivior के कलर्स ही उनके अंदर जाते हैं.
हाँ जी.
बट अगर हम फिल्टर निकाल दें, all kinds of lights will enter. Infrared light will enter, X-ray might enter, all kinds of other light spectrum जो कि ह्यूमन आंखों को नहीं भी दिखता है, तो वो भी कैप्चर करेगा. एज ए रिजल्ट लेट्स से अगर कोई स्पिरिट है जो कि वायलेट स्पेक्ट्रम में नहीं कर रहा है लेकिन इंफ्रारेड स्पेक्ट्रम में कर रहा है, हमको कभी नहीं दिखेगा. बट अगर हमारे पास एक CCTV जैसा कैमरा जो कि इंफ्रारेड अलाउ करता है, तो we might see some kind of apparition there. So the try is to always expand our spectrum apart from हमारा खुद का limitation जो है हमारे बॉडी का. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी
It's okay.
जैसे हमारा जो फॉर एग्जांपल देयर दिस पर्टिकुलर गैजेट जिसका नाम है रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी डिटेक्टर. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी हम यहाँ पे है एंड देयर आर ऑलरेडी रेडियो वेव्स हियर. हम सुन नहीं पा रहे हैं, डजंट मीन कि इट्स नॉट देयर इन द एयर. बट इफ वी हैव अ सेंसर जो कि वो डिटेक्ट कर पाए, तो शायद अगर वहां पे कुछ भी मैनिपुलेशन होगा तो अपन को समझेगा. नहीं तो हम लोग ऐसे ही खड़े रहेंगे. इसलिए कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, चाहते हैं कि यार हम तो ऐसा हॉन्टेड लोकेशन घूम के हमको तो कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ. Exactly. आपके पास पैरामीटर कहाँ है? इट्स लाइक डॉक्टर गया है एंड सामने बैठ के बोला अरे नहीं तू तो ठीक है, इवन विदाउट चेकिंग एनीथिंग, विदाउट हिज स्टेथोस्कोप और समथिंग लाइक दैट. नहीं होता है वैसा देख के
बीमारी कहाँ है,
exactly,
विदाउट टेस्टिंग एनीथिंग. So that's why gadgets play a very vital role on our investigation.
Nice,
and
nice.
that's exactly what sets us different from the other investigators और जो अपने आप को investigator कहते हैं. जो YouTube पे बहुत लोग हैं जो यहाँ वहाँ जाते हैं और काफी कुछ अनर्थ करते हैं या डिस्कवर करते हैं, डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं, मैनिपुलेट करते हैं. एंड दे आर मेनली यूट्यूबर्स, मतलब कंटेंट के लिए बना रहे हैं एंड दे वांट टू मेक दैट सेंसेशनलिज्म. तो वो लोग कभी कुछ प्लांट करेंगे या कुछ और कुछ करेंगे. वी गो एज अ मैटर ऑफ रिसर्च. वी वांट टू रिसर्च कि एक जगह अगर हॉन्टेड है तो किस हिसाब से हॉन्टेड है और क्यों हॉन्टेड है. जैसे कि सर्विस वेरी राइटली सेड, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट आर नॉट कैप्चर्ड बाय द ह्यूमन आई एंड आवर ईयर्स एंड आवर सेंसेस. सो लेकिन अगर जाएंगे तो आवाज तो होता है. When a person gets over there, there's a certain amount of density that a person feels. फालतू में कोई डरता नहीं है. So there has to be some reason for the fear. Like everywhere there is darkness. अपने घर में भी रोज रात को अंधेरा होता है. But जरूरी नहीं कि रात को घर में हम डर जाए. But कुछ जगह ऐसे होते हैं कि जहाँ पर आप सो जाओगे तो वहां पर नाइटमेयर्स आती हैं या कुछ आपको आवाजें आएंगी या नॉक सुनाई देंगी. So why is it happening? Is it because something that is there inside us, like sleep paralysis or something, or is it because that place is infested by some other entity? So we need to find that out. एंड देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स जो चीज नजर नहीं आती है उसको आप कैसे डिस्कवर करोगे? So that is the subject of our research, to bring that to the mainstream science.
That was the only reason I like to talk to you guys, because this other YouTubers, as you said, plan things and everything, and I've seen like क्या बकचोदी है bro,
Exactly.
So it's like मतलब कि हम जब इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, अगर हम वहाँ 2 घंटे इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं, एक्चुअली यूट्यूब में आधा घंटा जाता है.
हाँ, exactly.
So we just put what is necessary, but there is a lot that goes before that, after that, during that. And जैसे initially हमको अब तो चलो people who follow us are content, they know the reality of the spirit world and all.
Exactly.
ये तो पहले हम लोगों को जैसे आते थे comments की भूत दिखाओ.
भूत दिखाओ.
भूत दिखाओ. अब भूत कहाँ से लाए? मतलब भूत कहाँ से दिखाए?
बैग में से ऐसा निकाल कर ये लो
भूत. So it's not that way. So now they are actually understanding the difference of energy form and जो normally जिस तरीके से portray करे जाते हैं भूत.
And even I think it's very important that you do these things kind of being more responsible than not, क्योंकि anyway अपना जो country है ना, it can be and it is being exploited in the name of paranormal, exorcism, possession and all kinds of चीजें होती रहती हैं. People are I don't want to name, but न्यूज आती रहती है कि इसका abuse हो गया, harassment हो गया इनके चक्कर में, कि नहीं आपके बॉडी में भूत है and this person should be assaulted because of for that matter. कोई रीजन नहीं, उसको कभी साइकेट्री को दिखाया नहीं, साइकोलॉजिस्ट को दिखाया नहीं, MRI कभी किया नहीं, कभी मेडिकल साइंस को पकड़ा नहीं टू डिबंक और फिगर आउट के वो इंसान को मेंटल इशू है या एक्चुअली पैरानॉर्मल नहीं करते हैं. हार्डली एनीवन डज इट. गांव में तो बहुत कम होता है, बट थैंकफुली अभी सब चालू हो गया है. So when we are putting our videos on YouTube, even that's why we cannot put everything we are experiencing, because हमको लगता है we have a responsibility to maintain that thing कि नहीं कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं, कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है. We can't be like for example अभी हम कोई जगह पे गए हैं and for some reason we are experiencing really scary, intense for that matter, जो कि paranormal नहीं हो सकता है. Can be certainly like from a human perspective और कोई human angle हो उसमें. We don't show that. We'll of course talk about it कि हमने ऐसा experience किया, but for our viewers they will get scared कि अरे नहीं यहाँ पे तो फिर कुछ और भी scene हो सकता है करके, because when we are doing these tours and everything, अपना काम वही है कि हम people को when we're talking about making them aware, it's actually a very difficult job making them aware, because 30 सालों से आप एक पर्टिकुलर माइंडसेट पे हो, then suddenly you are coming to a tour and you are like, you know what, भूत व्हाइट साड़ी नहीं पहनते हैं. like अबे ये कैसा हो सकता है?
You're actually changing the entire belief system.
So I have something for you guys. Okay, so recently नहीं gift नहीं, a picture a gift रहता था मेरे, like I wanted to give but like क्या करें. But there is one picture which my assistant shared, and this guy was here recently. Okay,
yeah.
So this guy was like कि the story goes around, I'll show you the picture, it is in the reel. So he was like कि bro I went मतलब मेरे कुछ दोस्त लोग हैं ना, they were cutting a cake in a very ऐसा heavy space, you can say a cemetery के पास.
Why do you think I already know this
I think
story?
even I have
and
seen
this reel, and even the same story was floated by some other person, but please continue.
So he was like he was cutting cake and everything, and he gave me a picture.
And वो पीछे कुछ तो खड़ा था.
If you have seen that image, I don't know how much it is real, because see I told him कि like if someone is expressing on Kissey, I can't stop him from expressing, right?
But no offense to that person, but that person claimed that ये उनका story है.
नहीं, he's from like he that
कोई दोस्त ने किया है.
दोस्त ने नहीं, he's from that location.
Okay.
वो location से, and he knows that person, he's very familiar with that person, and he was in coma for some time.
I think we have 10 different versions of the same story or regarding the same photo. And when you have 10 stories regarding one photo, you know it's not true.
अच्छा.
क्योंकि होता है and हमको आता रहता है बार-बार कि सर ये true है क्या. अब तो बीच में ऐसी वाहियात सी एक वीडियो थी जिसमें this person, I don't know if you have watched or not, this person is recording something from the window. ऐसा ही कुछ window था, बाहर ऐसा ट्रक था, ट्रक के ऊपर इधर एंटिटी ऐसा स्विम कर
हाँ,
रहा है वो।
अरे
Yeah,
no, that is an unreal.
अरे I know, unreal क्या?
I have done 3D, you know. So
हाँ.
I caught it like when it is swinging.
हाँ,
Like unreal.
but उसमें भी I have at least 20 messages in my inboxes. The reason I don't open my inboxes, asking के सर ये कितना ट्रू है, मेरे को बहुत डर लग रहा है. And if you say it's not true, how can you say it's not true? ये बंदे ने एक्सपीरियंस किया, मेरा दोस्त है ये.
I got two DMs right for same thing, and I was like ये Unreal Engine में बना है. बोला कैसे बना है? बोला 3D मॉडल है ये.
The same thing, मुझे भी DMs आए हैं. मुझे एक DM आया था जिसमें there was a picture sent and the one you are telling ना कि पीछे कुछ खड़ा है.
हाँ.
A similar person is standing and this was a resort. So that person
Yeah.
then told me कि ये resort बंद हो गया है and the people are now hospitalized because of the trauma that they went
No,
through.
I seen that reel. I
You've
seen
seen
the reel.
that?
Yeah.
And वहाँ पर पीछे जो लेडी खड़ी है, मैंने उसकी 10 और images निकाल के बता दी.
Same.
Right? But the person is not ready to believe me. They are like, नहीं ये सच है.
That
I'm
is a
like,
PNG. That is a PNG, guys. That is a
Exactly.
PNG.
So
I mean-
it's not easy when you are actually trying to like you know जब किसी का belief system एक में अटका हुआ है और आप अगर उसकी opposite चीज बता रहे हो, the person has to be really with an open mind to at least listen to what we are saying.
Exactly.
I think see every content creator is doing their thing and they are doing उनके हिसाब से वो लोग सही से कर रहे हैं and we are no one to question that very honestly. But I think when it comes to making people aware, we sometimes it takes us a lot of time to convince them or make them understand कि ऐसा भी एक separate हो सकता है and from a very different concept देखा जाए तो उनको difficult हो जाता है क्योंकि already जो वीडियोस में एग्जैजरेशन है, डरने वाली बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक है, वो ऑलरेडी उनके माइंड में बैठ चुका है. दे हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड अज्यूमिंग अरे ये वीडियो में अगर 3 मिलियन व्यूज है ना ये सही है, पैरानॉर्मल ऐसे ही होता है. एंड अगर आप फेसबुक में देखोगे देयर इज दिस आई डोंट नो मेरे चैनल कैसे टाइमलाइन में पॉप होता है, दे हैव 22 मिलियन व्यूज ऑन फेसबुक एंड एनीवन अगर आप 5 साल के बच्चों को भी दिखाओगे तो भी बोलेगा यार ये क्या है, बट उसमें व्यूज हैं. उसमें क्या हो रहा है, एक बंदा डंडा पकड़ा है, उसके साथ उसका कोई दोस्त है, there is a person wearing something white on all four running and इसको भगा रहे हैं, भूत पिशाच भगा रहे हैं हम करके, and they have 22 fucking million views.
I wish I could do that.
I had seen one more video. Okay, so you are talking about videos. So there are this guys standing in jungle out like किधर है माता नहीं, एक सिंगल घर है, ठीक है. सेकंड फ्लोर पे there is this
Yes. And something
I've
is moving
seen-
there.
हाँ.
Yeah.
and
Moment नहीं, वो चिल्ला रहा है, वो
चिल्ला
and
रहा
he
है.
takes the coconut and he starts
doing
reciting
something.
Hanuman Chalisa. Okay, Jai Hanuman Gyanu Guru Sakra. He starts screaming. When I opened the comment, भाई नेड कर. भाई rush कर. What is this?
Yeah.
Crazy experiences. People
I mean-
and their reactions.
And that's fine. I mean, rumors travel around the world faster than the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
उसको
exactly.
डिबंक करने वाले जो है उसका न्यूज़ बहुत स्लो जाएगा,
Slow
लेकिन
जाएगा.
rumors और lies travel around quicker.
And एक और चीज पता है क्या होती है, लाइक अब चलो काफी चेंज हो गया है, लेकिन वी आर पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स, राइट? सो अगर हमने किसी को बोला ना कि यहाँ ये गलत है या भूत नहीं है, पहला क्वेश्चन ये होता था कि आप तो पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेटर हो ना, आप तो बिलीव करना चाहिए ना, आप कैसे बोल रहे हो कि नहीं है? आई वाज लाइक वेट, पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेटर है डज नॉट मीन कि सब जगह है. Exactly, because that person was expecting, क्योंकि मैं बिलीवर हूँ, पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेटर हूँ, मैं बोली अरे हाँ ये तो
हाँ में हाँ मिलाने का.
हाँ, and I was like नहीं, तो that's the whole thing, you know, it has
तो अगर हुआ है, like मेरे साथ लाइव हुआ है, we were called to investigate this like वो जो लोग दूध बेचते हैं उनका गांव था in भुवनेश्वर, and we were called to investigate. पूजा सावियो नहीं थे, मैं अकेला था.
मरते बच गए.
हाँ मतलब एंड बेसिकली उनका एक बंदा हमारे घर में दूध देता था इन भुवनेश्वर, एंड ही वाज लाइक भैया हमारे ना गाय लोग दूध नहीं दे रहे हैं एंड रात को सो भी नहीं रहे हैं, कुछ अजीब अजीब सा बिहेव कर रहे हैं, एंड आप तो करते हो ये सब, एक बार आके चेक करो. मैं करता हूँ ऐसे पुश करते 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 फाइनली वाज लाइक नहीं भाई अब तो ज्यादा हो रहा है, दूध तो बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा है, कल से आपके घर में दूध नहीं आएगा. मैंने कहा ठीक है आता हूँ मैं करके. सो आई गॉट so we were working with this TV crew back then. So TV crew was also like हाँ ये कंटेंट मिलेगा, अपन लोग एपिसोड बनाएंगे. मैंने कहा चलो. And so it was like 10 से 15 families होंगे and around 40-50 cows were there. एंड बिग शेड सब कुछ, एंड हमको बुलाया एंड हम शाम को पहुंचे, स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग, एवरीवन हैज देयर ओन स्टोरी कि हमने ऐसा कुछ देखा, वो घर के पीछे परछाई देखा, वो घर के अंदर परछाई देखी, ये फलाना ढिकाना सब वो लोगों ने बोला। हमने कहा ठीक है, स्टोरीज हैं, मतलब अपन इन्वेस्टिगेट करेंगे, एंड वी स्पेंड 2.5 hours यूजिंग नाइट विजन कैमराज, मोशन सेंसर कैमराज, EMF सेंसर्स, कोई रिप्लाई नहीं था। सो अगर लेट्स से यू if you are calling me to investigate your place and I'm saying आपके घर में भूत नहीं है, you'll be happy, right? कि यार चलो बच गया, नहीं तो मेरी तो अकेला रहता हूँ, फट जाती नहीं तो मेरी। They were like, how can you say भूत नहीं है? मैं कहा नहीं है, हमने कहा नहीं है। So right now still a very peaceful voice and बातचीत चल रही। नहीं, how can you say there is nothing? मैंने कहा नहीं, there is absolutely nothing. 40 लोग ना, they are walking towards us. How can you say there is nothing करके? हमने देखा है। मैंने कहा ये क्या है? I said, what's happening right now? नहीं हमने देखा है, उसने देखा है, आप कैसे बोल सकते हो नहीं देखा है करके? मैंने कहा नहीं है, आपको नहीं मिल रहा, ये है वो है। मैंने कहा आप एक काम करो, आप उससे बात करो जिसने बुलाया था, हम आते हैं। And we fled the place.
This sounds like Dhamal picture.
So much like साला।
इसने आके बताया, मैं बोले रुक, मतलब 10 मिनट में सिर्फ हंस रही थी and then
Guys, see, like other podcasts give you like very serious, intense vibe. This is the only podcast which can tell you क्या scene होता है।
Ghost can be funny, man.
Exactly.
अरे होता, remember one more. we were in Mahabaleshwar and we were trying to find stories. We found some stories regarding a graveyard and we entered the graveyard. So when we were entering the graveyard, so there were the caretakers and they're like, what do you want to do? So we're like, no, we are just, we want to click some photos and all, and plus, we are researchers from Bombay. And
मेरे ख्याल से हमने अपना मुंह ढक लेना चाहिए, for this blurry करना चाहिए।
And so PAS is a registered research organization.
Yeah,
it's a non-profit organization. So it's actually researchers from Bombay and everything. And he anyway looks like, like an exorcist and all. So
Jesus Christ, bro. Like, seriously.
So-
Even Jesus Christ was an exorcist.
Yeah. That's true.
So we are like, so they were like, ठीक है जाओ. And हम घुसे and we are investigating a beautiful graveyard यार. मतलब I think 18th century, 17th century के graves हैं वहाँ पे. इतने पुराने, बहुत सुंदर, peaceful and everything. And we are investigating and उधर से आवाज आती है, कौन है अंदर ऐसा करके? So we are like, लेकिन हमने तो बात किया था ना अंदर आने का, मतलब परमिशन लेके आए हम लोग, and वो ताला लगा था, तो they opened the lock for us. ऐसा नहीं हम कूद के, we never go to a place ऐसा कूद के छुप के नहीं जाते।
Never. With permission, always.
Always, नहीं तो नहीं
that
करेंगे हम
makes
लोग।
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, नहीं तो हम करेंगे नहीं इन्वेस्टिगेट, हम बोलेंगे नहीं करने का अपन।
Otherwise, we cannot show it on our research. Right?
Yeah,
We cannot do
yeah.
that.
मतलब वो जो ऑडिट
पकड़
करने वाला
लेगा,
बोलेगा कि ये
उठा
क्या
लेगा,
है,
वो प्रॉब्लम
Exactly.
है।
कौन है करके, एंड वी लाइक, we both three were like, हमने तो परमिशन लिया था। Savio was like, हाँ अच्छा, like रुक देखता हूँ, तो उधर से like a very old guy is like charging, is like, कौन है, ये है वो है, तो वे like नहीं ये पापा का है, पापा दुकान में बैठे हैं, वो आएंगे तो चिल्लाएंगे, आपको निकलना है। मैंने कहा, but your family only gave the permission, no? So like, no, you're not allowed. How did you enter? Who gave you the key? We said the family gave the key. No, you cannot stay. निकलो यहाँ से, ये है वो करके, and we are standing outside the graveyard. We are like, यार इतना सुंदर सा था, communication अभी चालू हुआ है, and they're like, no, you can't be there. It's so two kinds of people actually we meet on our journey. One who are strong believers कि they'll not see the reality, कि भूत है मतलब है, और कुछ रियलिटी नहीं हो सकता है।
वो व्हाइट साड़ी वाले
हाँ, है मतलब है, गायों को दूध नहीं निकल रहा है मतलब भूत है तो है, वो भले बाकी डिजीज वगैरह हम नहीं काउंट करेंगे। दूसरा क्या है, those who are like they are like neutral, they are like कि हम skeptical नहीं है, मतलब we are open to things, हो सकता है नहीं भी हो सकता है, when we see we believe। थर्ड वन आर closed minds, नहीं निकलो यहाँ से करके, ये क्या रिसर्च वगैरह करते हो, भूत क्या होता है, whatever। But of course we understand few people have their own notions and beliefs which we cannot and we shouldn't counter actually in a way। But then yeah, in India ये सब चीजें थोड़ी सी हमको भी डिफिकल्ट हो जाती है, क्योंकि अब जब बाहर जाते हो ना, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंडिया में अगर कोई घर हॉन्टेड है तो उसका वैल्यू ड्रॉप हो जाता है। यूएस में वो नहीं होता, यूएस में वैल्यू बढ़ जाता है, क्योंकि आपका अगर हॉन्टेड है, यू कैन डू बिजनेस विद इट, यू कैन ऑर्गेनाइज टूर्स, यू कैन हैव डू इट लाइक एन अट्रैक्शन पॉइंट। इंडिया में नहीं बताओ ये घर हॉन्टेड है करके, नहीं तो फॉर एग्जांपल अभी आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग डिग्स राइट नाउ, मुकेश मिल्स फॉर एग्जांपल,
I've heard a lot
Mukesh
of
Mills, I think there is no person in Mumbai in the film industry जिसको मुकेश मिल के बारे में पता नहीं हो, लेकिन अगर आप एक्चुअली परमिशन लेने की कोशिश करोगे वो लोग बोलेंगे कि नहीं हम लोग हॉरर का कुछ भी कराने नहीं देते हैं, बट हम दूसरा चीज कराते हैं वहां पे, शादियां होती है एट वन ऑफ इंडियाज मोस्ट हॉन्टेड लोकेशन, बट देन अगेन दीज आर भाई होते हैं इश्यूज होते हैं, बट लाइक ही सेड अनलेस वी हैव परमिशन वी कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग. सो इवन इफ मुकेश मिल इज हॉन्टेड और नॉट हमको पता नहीं है, क्योंकि स्टोरीज हैं, सिर्फ स्टोरीज के बेसिस पे हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अरे हाँ हॉन्टेड हो सकता है.
वो भी उड़ती उड़ती खबरें
एग्जैक्टली.
और
Exactly.
ऐसा है कि हर हॉरर पिक्चर के सेट पे किसी ना किसी को कुछ ना कुछ तो महसूस
होता है.
होता है.
महसूस होता
अरे
है.
इट इज अ मार्केटिंग गिग
एंड दैट इज अ मार्केटिंग गिमिक. आई मीन वो
Exactly.
प्रमोशंस की बात है.
I've been in the industry, so I know how it works. So it works like that.
जैसे कि रोमांटिक मूवी बनाएंगे तो फिर उनके दे हैव अ हुकअप बिटवीन द हीरो हीरोइन, उनको डेटिंग कराते हैं, सब कुछ वो जो भी है.
That PR person
करा
who
जाता
works,
है,
वैसे उसका दिमाग
Exactly.
चलेगा, वैसा वो
Spotted
चलता है.
together on the at the airport and
Yeah.
all those things. वहाँ पर तो हॉरर मूवीज में तो भूत दिखाना ही पड़ेगा ना उनको कि ये हुआ वो हुआ, वो बुखार आया and all.
Exactly. So like let's move on to some real things which are like very serious. I like to know एक मतलब favorite एक experiences तुम लोग के, and which you have never told anyone or like that, something like that. So let's start.
यार as of now ना हमारी cases are like open book right now. I think everyone knows almost a lot of these stories.
But any favorite of yours like you want to share?
favorite बहुत share कर लिया. I think there is one story जिसमें सिर्फ मैं था उसमें. Was this it is there in our book The Spirits Talk to Me करके जो book है अपना, उसमें we investigated this house which was allegedly haunted by a dead father.
Okay. Human spirit, yeah. But basically क्या हुआ था कि this family lost their son and the wife lost the husband and whatever. Father जो भी थे वो family का मतलब एक इंसान died who was a son and a father. So we were called कि he passed away in an accident and and it's been 2-3 months to the accident लेकिन and death, और अभी उनको dreams आ रहे हैं, like the daughters are getting dreams and the wife is getting dreams regarding him and he's trying to say something. At one point the daughter was like, you know what, I also felt like he was standing next to me when I was sleeping that night. And when I got up, so I saw this shadow which looked like my father only. And there were like a lot of other small incidences that were happening, and they were like, you know, but the one constant thing ये है कि वो like it feels very strongly that he's trying to say something, कुछ तो message देने को चाहता है लेकिन नहीं दे पा रहे हैं. So if you can just help out and figure out if there is anything. As paranormal investigators, our job is to debunk anything that the person is claiming or saying or sharing, and उसके बाद अगर कुछ बच जाता है so that's paranormal. So we are like ठीक है अभी ये तो claims है, हम लोग अपना investigation करेंगे, but as we are speaking, so it's like their family sitting and I'm standing and I'm asking, I heard this whistle from one part of the room. And it was a clear whistle. So I asked the crew, okay, did you listen? They are like, नहीं हमने नहीं सुना because they're engaged in recording and सब कुछ. I'm like, no, I heard it very clearly. It's like मैं ऐसा बात कर रहा हूँ and वहीं पे एक room था and वो ऐसा आवाज आई वहाँ से whistling की. And I'm like, आवाज आई यार, strongly आई. And then as we are talking, one of the daughter comes in and she's like, you know what, my father used to call us like that by whistling. And that room belongs to my father. I got goosebumps because my father does the same thing.
अच्छा. Shucks. So I like अच्छा, so I heard it from this room only. Like हाँ ये मेरे पापा का ही room है. Majority used to spend time here. It was like his study room. And ऐसे ही वो बुलाते हैं सब लोगों को, नाम से कभी नहीं बुलाते, whistle करके बुलाते हैं. And I was like, okay, you know what? I think we have enough signs. Let's start investigation करके. And तो generally हम ऐसा establish करने की कोशिश करते हैं, क्या नहीं, एक story को bits and pieces में होते हैं उनके सारे.
You try to connect it.
We connect them to have a theory के इसके ऊपर पकड़ के फिर हम अपना investigation करेंगे.
Yeah, exactly.
So वो जैसे ही मिला हमने कहा चालू करते हैं and we started investigation going to different rooms. Out of all the rooms they had, I think they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 rooms. This corner room was in the hall. Another room was behind them and 3 more rooms were ऐसा उनकी बेटियों के लिए थे. And we went to every other room. सिर्फ ये room में हमको कुछ replies आ रही थी. And in the bedroom जहाँ पे उनका bedroom था वहाँ पे replies आ रही थी. This was 2 rooms. And during that process what happened, I was in one room and बाहर outside में there was a crew I said, you know what? I have this idea. What if we exchange our spot? I have this experiment to do. So I sent them to the room they were in क्योंकि EDI जो मैंने बताया जो one of the devices, it was going crazy and मेरे हाथ में जो EMF sensor था, when that was going crazy. So I said, you know, let's do one thing. आप ना वो रूम में रहो and दरवाजा बंद कर दो, लॉक नहीं करो, बंद कर दो, मैं हॉल में हूँ. Let's do an experiment called the spirit bridge जिसको बोलते हैं. Basically like you are making the spirit and the world know कि the spirits can be at two places in one time because उनका space time का कोई issue नहीं होता उनको. So and they're like quite far because दूर है अच्छा खासा एक कॉरिडोर पास करके अब हॉल के एंड में मैं खड़ा हूँ and वो दूसरे रूम में and we are talking on walkies. And I said, you know what, I will ask the entity to give me a sign here and I'll give it 3 seconds to give a sign there. If it comes there, let me know. And वो EDI जब ऑन होता है ना एक आवाज आती है and it glows very brightly. So अगर आप ऐसे अंधेरे में, क्योंकि हम लोग अंधेरे में रह के ही काम करते हैं नाइट विजन कैमरा के साथ, you can just see कि अच्छा ये it just went off करके. And I'm standing here and I'm like, you know, so we heard a lot about you and I'm really sorry for your for your what you went through, but I really want to know if you are here, and if you are here and you are the father they are claiming and not any random entity जो कि fake करने की कोशिश कर रहा है because they can, I need some good sign and I need that it is you और कोई नहीं, but उसके लिए आपको अच्छा खासा साइन देना पड़ेगा हमको. And I'm like, you know what you can do is I have this device, you can come near here and मेरे को beep मिलेगा, but within 3 seconds you have to give one more beep inside that room. I just said inside that room, I didn't point out which room, what not room, whatever. And if you are ready, let's do it. So I'm holding the camera, वहाँ पे recording चालू है, and I said, you know what, I'll just ask you right now, give me a sign, and I go, if you are here, give me a sign. And I get a sign and I'm counting in my mind 1, 2 and I heard the EDI go off before he said on the walkie it's going off करके. मैंने कहा मैंने देख लिया already कि वो बज रहा है वहाँ पे करके. And I was like, nice, this is very nice, you know, like he's here, he's understanding us, let's get to the point what you want. So now what we did was कि हमने EDI निकाला and हमने corridor में डाल दिया and one of the doorways, because we had some plans with the doorways. And हमने कहा कि अगर आप हैं तो आप हमको रिप्लाई दें. You won't believe for the next 45 minutes that EDI, which will not glow unless there is an EMF fluctuation, it was glowing with a particular base of light for 45 minutes.
Oh.
ऐसा 2 से 4, 4 से 3, 3 से 1, ऐसा मतलब चल रहा है, कुछ तो फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है वहाँ पे. Now people will say कि लेकिन ये तो natural EMF से भी हो सकता है. We have to understand कि अगर कोई man-made EMF है, like जैसे कैमरा हो गया, फोन हो गया, fridge हो गया, TV हो गया, they radiate a particular kind of EMF only.
It stays on the same
wavelength.
क्योंकि they have to maintain that, क्योंकि अगर उससे ज्यादा जाएगा तो EMF pollution होता है जो कि इंसान को affect कर सकता है. So they'll never let it discharge so much. तो अगर कोई चीज fluctuate हो रही है वो भी आपके command से, तो वो natural नहीं हो सकती, वो man-made नहीं हो सकती. It has to be something spirit related. And we started asking question, okay, you know, okay, they are seeing you in the dream, you know, what, do you have any message or something? And if yes, give us a sign. So we are getting signs, we are getting replies. And then I'm like, you know what, let us get the family. You know, family को हमने ऊपर छत में भेज दिया था. Let us get the family. Let them ask the question. अब मेरे को क्या पता आपका क्या personal question है, क्या नहीं है. Why should I be there? I will moderate the entire thing, but you ask the questions. And it was kind of like a very emotional next 30 minutes because it's like the wife and the 2 daughters, they came asking, is he there? And I'm like, we think so. You know, because even we are not sure what we are talking to, because it's so difficult.
It gets emotional.
Yeah. And it's so difficult to even know na कि ये वही है कि कोई और है. There is no way to know. And then what happened was कि we called the family, and the family, अरे नहीं, so this story is not there in the book. It never made to the book. No, this is very exclusive.
Yay!
It never made it to the book actually. Yeah, तभी मेरे को याद है कि ये लोग नहीं थे तो बुक में कैसे है, बुक में नहीं होगा फिर. Buक में नहीं है ये actually.
I got my magic.
No, but those are watching, there's a similar story, very similar story. Again, dead father, वो आप book में पढ़ लेना. But let me continue with the story. And we called the family, and the family was like, you know, is he really there? And I'm like, we think so. And then they all started crying and everything. So I'm like, see, he's getting very less energy right now to manifest. क्योंकि anyway उसको बहुत मुश्किल होता है स्पिरिट्स को रिप्लाई करने के लिए. He is there waiting for you is a big deal. I understand what you're going through and I may not relate at all because मैं वो position में हूँ ही नहीं, but I will respect what you're going through, but I also have to respect this person's energy who is manifesting and trying to manifest so badly. Please start with the question. So वो लोगों ने खुद को समझाया and the eldest daughter was like क्या आप क्या what a first question was like, are you really my father? You know, so I'm like he cannot reply in yes or no right now. You have to ask के अगर आप पापा हैं तो हमको इतने रिप्लाईज दीजिए, 2 LEDs दीजिए, अगर नहीं है तो 3 दीजिए, जो कुछ भी है. So I'm like, but it is already established that he is your father, you know, so you can ask your questions directly. So then they ask, do you want us to continue building that hospital you were building? I'm like, अच्छा, so that is the whole thing. Because वो लोग भी पकड़ने की कोशिश कर रहे थे कि उनको क्यों आ रहा था, because that was one incomplete thing that he couldn't complete.
Okay.
बाकी सब सेट था उनके लाइफ में. And then we were getting replies it is that hospital, and then the lady, the wife was like, but we have no idea where the papers are. Is that what you're trying to say? Then yes, but where are the papers? I'm like, he can't say that where are the papers right now, like that. But you can, maybe if you have some spots in your mind and maybe you can ask, maybe he can confirm that. So he was like, so she was like, ठीक है, I'll ask then. Maybe is it under the bed के नीचे? And the reply was no. Is it under the pillow? No. Is it near God's room, temple? No. Is it in the cupboard? Yes. Then she was like, where in the cupboard? I'm like, how many shelves है वहाँ पे? So she was like, I think 3 है. मैंने कहा तो एक-एक करके पूछ लो आप. So is it in the first one? I know. Is the second one? Yes. So I like, you can go and check right now. So she went and वो कहीं तो ऐसा पेपर के अंदर घुसा के साड़ी वाड़ी के अंदर, ODI people have this thing. साड़ी वाड़ी में कपड़ों वपड़ों के अंदर important document डाल देते हैं. And they found the papers. And they're like, yeah, we found the paper. I'm like, yeah, so you got no? And then I'm like, and then we are seeing के वो LEDs अभी कम हो रही हैं because that person is losing energy अभी. And I'm like, if you have anything, please, you know. She was like, hey, can I get my mother-in-law? I'm like, no, she's very old right now. It may not be as कैसे बताऊँ, like she may not be as approachable as you guys are because of her age, and she lost her son. You know, more direct contact, blood basically. I'm like, please not, let's not involve her. And she was, then they started crying. They're like, are you fine there and everything? And I'm like, he's all fine. He's here only to help you out. And I'm like, if you keep on crying, he won't be able to go. So I asked them only, you know, okay, maybe you say the final goodbye. I'll be here only. I'll guide him to the next process. Yeah, so I'm sorry actually, Savio was also there. Pooja nahi thi wahan pe, so I got confused in there. But वही था कि the energy he was losing, and it was just, so the reason when I'm sharing a story, it's like, क्योंकि मेरे point of view से, so I'm just sharing, you know, not unidirectional, like my directional a point of view. Yeah. So you know, तो वो energy lose कर रहा था, and I'm like, you know, you'll have to say, अगर कुछ final word है, this is your time. He's losing energy. He has to go. अगर आप ज़्यादा रहोगे तो फिर problem हो जाएगा, क्योंकि emotional attachment से entities भी अटक जाती हैं, and problem होता है फिर. They get stuck. And like, if you want him to leave and have a peaceful afterlife, then it's your time to leave. As in के let him know. So they were like, ठीक है, and we really hope के you find peace and सब कुछ. And of course, it's not easy, यार. Like the daughter's lost the father and the mother. Husband and everything, it's emotional, but we are like, you know what, you take your time. And in that period we didn't speak at all. We were just standing there and like, आप लोग कर लो जो आपको करना है final moment में, जो भी बातें करनी है. And we asked them, are you done? They're like, हाँ अभी we are done. So like, ठीक है, आप अभी जाओ.
मैं वही सोच रहा था कि मैं विटनेस से छोड़ के एंटिटी कब बन गया.
Because मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि like when I'm talking about the spirit bridge, I'm like कि जो इंसान ने वो गैजेट पढ़ा था उसकी शक्ल मेरे को याद क्यों नहीं आ रही है.
तब मेरे बाल लंबे नहीं थे.
अरे बिल्कुल नहीं थे बाल एक्चुअली.
Is it like मेरा shadow गिर गया तेरे पे?
अरे because this case file is of 2016.
अच्छा,
it's 2016-17 की बात है. It's very old, like 6-7 years old.
अभी 10 साल हो जाएगा, 2-3
10
साल में
साल हो जाएगा थोड़े टाइम में. So it's quite old, तब की बात है. And so we were like, we thank the entity and we're like, thank you so much for helping us out. I think आपको भी निकलना है and you don't have to worry because you are anyway, you're aware कि क्या है and you can leave now, they will all be fine and everything. So I think we'll set them a goodbye. Savio, as usual, he does a prayer and he just intends very powerful that the entity leaves, and we both were just standing. We cleansed the place in a way कि cleansing का मतलब होता है कि we just help the entity to move on and like leave the place. But anyway, इधर लग रहा था कि वो entity already crossover कर चुके थे. He just wanted to help the family. So we were done and we said the family कि कि आप now you are done and whatever. And a few months later, I got a call that the hospital is done and they invited for the inauguration and everything. I'm like, I can't come because it was far. It was like 200-300 kilometers away from where I used to stay. I'm like, but all the best, and yeah, so they're very happy and sab kuch ho kuch.
It's beautiful. Like it's a heartwarming story, bro.
Yeah, it is. I mean, all of us have such stories wherein we've helped the souls from both the worlds.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful feeling, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's the mission also to help the souls of both the worlds,
Hey, you guys are explaining like you were there. I am sitting and listening. I'm feeling very nice. Being like, oh, wow, क्या feeling रहेगा.
And वो सबसे I think overwhelming moment था in one of the investigations जो हम लोगों ने गोवा में किया था.
हाँ.
Oh, yes.
Because I mean that is one of my favorites, although it's not like dark types, but that
अंदर dark था.
अंदर dark
Please.
था. I agree. But नहीं, मैं अभी वालों से compare बोल रही हूँ. It was a combination of dark, but at the same time we encountered some of the best entities that we have ever encountered. And why? Because we got a full proof. I mean, I would say that was one of my favorite investigations क्योंकि एक पहली चीज वहाँ पहली बार STS experiment हो रहा था. Have you heard about the STS experiment?
No.
So it's an experiment where I'm blindfolded and my major senses are shut. That is the two major senses. I'm blindfolded and मेरे कान shut होते in a way that there is white noise that's playing in my ears.
अच्छा, like 11 wala, because Stranger Things में this is there, she does the same thing.
Where she does that?
She does the same thing. She shuts her this thing eyes and she hears to a static sound and she enters a trance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we always say that don't do that.
नहीं
करना because you never know. Pooja is good with it. She knows exactly how to shield, how to dissect and differentiate between different entities and the frequencies that she gets through. Not everybody's equipped to, so you might end up getting more attachments than good.
Yeah, so that was the first location जहाँ पर STS हो रहा था. I was pretty excited about it because as he said and as you said, we literally go in the trance because it's literally like going into the spirit world. आपके आँख शट हो गए, आपको ये भी नहीं पता, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता था ये दोनों कहाँ हैं, भाग गए, क्या है. So वो एक था. And another thing is it was a combination of dark, extremely dark and good energies. तो मतलब मैं बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जा रही हूँ in that it is there on our channel also, but मैं क्यों ये बता रही हूँ is that was the first time after the entire thing was done. So it was like उस investigation में हमको ये पता चला था I was communicating with two entities which were good, who were trying to protect me from the evil one.
Whoa.
So वो evil ने इनको अपने कब्जे में करा हुआ था and he was feeding on their energy.
अच्छा.
तो जब मैं communicate कर रही थी and while I was in the STS, because I was more vulnerable, ये मुझे shield कर रहे थे. They were protecting me. And after all, everything was done. In one of our gadgets, we get these words, "Are you okay?" That's there on our channel. मतलब literally that was the first time my investigation में dark जगह पे रो आंसू आ रहे हैं मेरे. Because for the first time we encountered an entity who is so caring, who's finding out, "Are you okay?" And at the end she said goodbye. We even got that on our gadgets.
Oh, that's beautiful.
और उसके साथ बुरा हुआ था.
अच्छा.
सबके साथ actually, except that guy.
Yeah, let's not give any adjectives to it. I heard a click on that or something. Is it?
नहीं, that's clock.
Achha.
It's clock. We have this like clock in fridge.
Okay.
clicking goes on. Nothing paranormal.
So ज्यादातर जगहों पे मतलब ज्यादातर यही नोशन होता है ना कि पैरानॉर्मल भूत वगैरह ये वो मतलब डार्क बैड इविल बट वी ऑब्वियसली नो दैट देयर आर ऑल काइंड ऑफ एंटिटीज अच्छे भी होते हैं स्टक सोल्स
So,
होते हैं
yeah.
and this was the first time we actually got it on our gadgets in a proper sentence
Yeah.
formation and everything. That was a very good investigation. Go on.
That's beautiful because like someone communicating from a spirit world, it's like very heartwarming. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Because people, you don't know कौन कैसे जा रहा है, like क्या बोलना चाहता है, and what he's suffering from, and like the way they communicate and ask you guys to help them out. It's like really really beautiful because
Actually कैसा है ना हम it's more than them. I think even we feel privileged and honored very way and blessed that कि
Blessed.
हमको out of so many people in the world we are the chosen ones. हम लोग
exactly,
बोलते हैं.
yes, exactly. That's why when he came, I was very happy. I was like, damn bro, like हो रहा है, yes हो रहा है.
So I think हम लोग भी जब मौका मिलता है and that feeling of right after we are done cleansing or helping out a soul, उसके बाद जो dinner करने का मजा आता है ना कि हमने help किया
Yes, yes,
soul, it's a different feeling.
I mean, it's a very different conversation on the dinner table then. I mean, we leave all the entities there. Wherever we go, we don't, I mean, get them back along. But then afterwards, we're very elated, very happy. एक अलग सा खुशी हो जाता है कि, एक mission जैसा successful हो गया. I mean, it will be for any other surgeon also who performs a surgery.
Yeah.
That's
अगर
true,
surgery
that's
अगर successful है, then afterwards, I think उसको भी अपना खाना खाने में मजा आएगा.
Yes, exactly. So recently, while I was live, right, I met a person. He just came out of nowhere, and he was like a big fan, and then we didn't contact it, but he did send us this book. I'll show you. So after that, I got to know like more and more about
Laws of the Spirit.
So-
This is one of the
Great book,
first books.
so like
This is like
I-
the
उसका
Bible.
cover change हो
This
गया.
is like the Bible of the paranormal.
I started knowing about spirits because of this. Like there are 7 realms and everything, and like then my perspective started getting very very positive about spirits. उससे
And
पहले
people-
I was also the person कि like white sari bro, white sari.
उल्टे पैर.
Yeah, people who do not know, yeah, Shamak Damak has a forward in the Laws of the Spirit world.
Yeah. So the ghost writer for him, he only did send me the book. So I think so his name is Raj or something. So
Right.
he, thanks to him, like he was like, you are very kind and you know what you're doing. And I was like, hey, see, whatever is happening because of God. He's making me do it. I am not the person. I'm just the वो बोलते हैं ना medium. तो मैं कर रहा है. Or he's like, do read this book. And when I was like just reading this book, I was like, oh fuck, whatever I'm doing is making sense now. And like everything comes to this. Spirituality is very important for a person to learn.
And that's why I mean मेरा Insta का जो ये है, I mean bio, I have just one line over there. Spirituality is a science of the paranormal. Unless we understand ourselves in the biological world, we will not understand the paranormal.
Let's take your story and then we can end because he has to rush also, na. So I'm very very like I'm looking at the clock. He's like 5. ठीक है.
One story which I haven't shared with anybody like that is from a long time ago, wherein I actually started helping souls. So वो time पे I was just coming home from a very shortcut. अपने वो time पे shortcut बहुत हुआ करता था. There was a naval society, I mean colony. So वहाँ से shortcut में जब आ रहा था, so I was collecting mangoes, like curry वगैरह सब होते हैं. So I was collecting mangoes and I was putting it in my bag. And there was a very juicy mango जो मुझे नजर आया. But somehow ऐसा कुछ एक feeling आया कि no, I shouldn't be taking this.
Okay.
बाकी सब हैं ठीक है, but I shouldn't be taking this. So मैंने उठाया, I just put it in my, I mean, caught it in my hand and I said, no, it looks very tempting, I should be, but then after this, no, मैंने रख दिया जहाँ पर है, मैंने रख दिया and I came home. After 2-3 days, what happens is, my mom got a dream or something like that, and she came and told me that, did you bring mangoes from that place, something like that? I said, how did you know? It says, I got a dream wherein there is someone whom we know came and told me that your son is very smart. I said, okay. And I had placed that mango over there so that he can actually pick it up and take it along with him. But he somehow sensed me and he didn't get it. He got everything else.
Wow.
Yeah. And this went on, okay, and I got to know, okay, fine, now मैं भी धीट हूँ, I mean पहले से डर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मैं बोला okay fine, so if this is the thing, now let me go and corroborate this, right? So I go back to that place. I mean वो रास्ते पे ही था between my college and home and all like that time, so रास्ते पे ही था. So I go back to that place and I start seeing around. Okay, now there are no mangoes, nothing over there, कुछ भी नहीं गिरा हुआ है, कुछ भी नहीं है. I go to the place and I just had to go slightly inside the bushes and I saw gravestones. तो मुझे पता चला कि हाँ यहाँ पर there are some things that हाँ, और उसको शायद से help चाहिए था, whatever and all those things. So that's the time when I started the communication कि okay fine, now I give you permission, now I'll take you on and जो चाहिए बोलो, whatever, पूछो and all. So that person directed me to another house.
Okay.
तो मैं वो घर पे गया after say about 2-3 days. It doesn't happen very automatically, नहीं होता जैसे movies में दिखाता ना कि अभी यहाँ से यहाँ दिखाया and all those things. No, it takes time. It manifests through dreams. It manifests through a different intuition and different happenings. You start seeing the same person over and over again on the street and all. So वैसा करते 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 I reached that place and I asked कि you know what, आपके जो भी है whatever, उनको वहाँ पर दफनाया गया है क्या? And he said yes, वहाँ पर है. And I said you know what, probably this person is wanting to say something to you. So from now onwards, I'm not going to do mediumship. मैं mediumship नहीं करूँगा. I will be a medium. I'll tell you, okay, fine, ऐसा है. You will have to go and probably perform some rituals or whatever like that, and then afterwards help him out or whoever like that. वैसा. Then after that, what happens is when I was coming from there, एक दिन मुझे वहाँ पर पैसे गिरे हुए मिलते हैं. And I don't pick up that again. मैंने फिर से नहीं उठाया because I said नहीं, I mean this is nothing. Again, my mom gets a dream saying that you know what, your son is very smart. Again, yeah, because he didn't pick up, and that money was placed by me. It's like a remuneration for whatever he did. And I was very happy about it. Okay, fine. मैं बोला ठीक है, but मुझे तुम्हारे पैसे नहीं चाहिए, कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. But जो ज्ञान मिला उसके through that whatever I am feeling is not haywire. It's nothing like it's not a figment of the imagination. It is real that I see something and I don't pick up or whatever I pick up or whatever like that, and then afterwards through a different person is getting corroborated. So that was a beautiful thing that happened. I mean वैसे मैंने बहुत जिनको help किया है, but then this is like etched in my memory because my mom is no longer there right now. I mean she is in the other realm. So I remember the story very well.
वो आम उठाता तो आज म्यूजियम में होता.
सड़ गया होता अभी तक तो मैं क्या इसको गोल्ड प्लेटिंग करके रखता.
नहीं उसका पेड़ बना सकते थे हम लोग. एन्चेंटेड मैंगो ब्रो.
अभी हम उठाते हैं, अभी हर ऑब्जेक्ट उठाते हैं, पहले नहीं उठाया करते.
पैसे भी उठा लेंगे
बिकॉज पैसे तो पहले उठाएंगे. भले स्पेंड ना करें लेकिन उठाएंगे जरूर. नहीं पहले नहीं उठाते थे बिकॉज वी केम फ्रॉम दैट माइंडसेट ना कि कुछ रास्ते पे ऐसा कुछ गिरा रहेगा तो उठाना नहीं, बिकॉज दैट नाउ सो वी हैड कम फ्रॉम दैट. नाउ दैट we have grown up and we become researchers ourselves, हम जबरदस्ती उठाते हैं,
collecting things now,
but by taking permission from the spirit of the land.
Exactly.
ऐसे कुछ नहीं उठाते हैं. अगर permission हो we communicate और फिर अपना collectible बनता है.
ठीक है. Nice. Thank you for
having us.
This was, I swear, the best episode which I had with someone who has knowledge यार. मतलब ऐसा बोल के बात करके ना, ऐसा मतलब अपने लोगों के साथ बैठा है माँ कसम बहुत दिन के बाद ऐसा लगा है.
Nice,
thank you.
Because rarely people talk about spirituality, and when you talk they ऐसे उड़ा देते, वो लोग बोलते क्या बात कर रहे हैं भाई, चल दारू भी नहीं चलते. Talk about this. I don't drink and everything, but they are like कि ऐसे बातें सिर्फ टेबल पे होती है, ऐसे वैसे और उड़ा देते हैं. So this was great for me and I like to learn more. if future में हम लोग को बात करने को मिला, फुर्सत में बैठ के ऐसा बात करेंगे. and
you should join one of our tours.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
उसमें तो experience भी होगा.
Sure. Because right now I am operating alone, so थोड़ा मेरे को ऐसा hardship है, but I love to join. And मैं बोल रहा है I'll vlog also over there कि
yeah, feel free to do whatever you want to do.
हाँ, because such people meetings and I believe in this, a very strong belief कि when you meet someone na, there is this karma exchange from births that you have. Even a slightest eye contact is the oldest karma exchange that you have in books.
Even previous lives.
हाँ, exactly वही. That is why we are meeting, and I love to explore whatever you guys show me, and that will be fun. So thank you guys for joining in. And any last words that you want to give before closing off?
Rest in peace. Last word.
मैं तो बस यही बोलूंगी कि कीप एन ओपन माइंड,
Hmm.
क्योंकि ओपन माइंड बहुत जरूरी है. क्लोज माइंड से बहुत कुछ मैजिक ऑफ द यूनिवर्स एंड द वर्ल्ड आप डिस्कार्ड कर दोगे.
Hmm.
So to get the right knowledge and everything, keep your minds open and understand your own self.
Yeah. What it is that a lot of people have this misconception that science is only about things that have been discovered or invented. But someone was crazy to think that there could be a bulb. Someone was crazy to invent the mobile phone. Someone was crazy to invent even the aeroplane. So everything at some point of time, every science, all science was pseudoscience.
Mhm. True.
So do not discount or do away or just discredit anybody's body of research or work just because you don't believe it or you can't see it. Because after it took such a long time for even psychiatrists and psychologists to acknowledge possession syndrome right now. It's there in the DSM-5. उससे पहले उनको लगता था कि सिर्फ स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया है या बाइपोलर है. राइट नाउ दे हैव एक्नॉलेज्ड पोजेशन. सो अभी जब डॉक्टर बोलेंगे कि आप पोजेस्ड हो तो लोग मानेंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले जब बोलते थे पोजेस्ड है तो बोलते नहीं यार भूत प्रेत ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है.
Right now, before you guys were coming, I was editing a podcast. The podcast is gonna be out at 8:30. So this doctor was there. He's a spine and radiological, वो बोलते हैं ना spine से related. So he was talking about this case where he's like, first you do research कि क्या हो रहा है, खुद को diagnose करो, खुद को जानो क्या है, दुख रहा है या फिर ये हो रहा है या फिर mental disorder है. नहीं, उसके बाद then come to me saying कि it is a possession. And he strongly believes, and he's like treating people from like 10-20 years, something like that. And excellent guy. I love that guy because as I told him, he talks about holy water, Gangajal, and Jam ka pani. These three things he's like, carry with you. Just carry and use it on daily basis. You will be way ahead in spirituality and no one will touch you. Is that true? How much is that true? Like last closing.
I think it completely depends on the faith that you have. As in, if you believe that water is going to help you, it is going to help you for sure. Every single time you put faith and believe in something, you are kind of giving it life.
Okay.
You believe that your podcast will do good, it will do good. But if you start say, "Arey nahi, views nahi aate, nahi karenge," to nahi hoga. Same way for getting protection from anything.
Like crystals.
Crystals, for example. Crystals
You
are
don't put
very
an
powerful.
intention into it.
Yeah, and it can be very powerful for that matter. So yes, it can help if you are putting the right kind of intention and beliefs to it.
That's true.
Possible.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you so
for
much.
coming, bro. Yeah, like I love to do this again. Let's see when
Sure.
time comes and
Yeah.
like we'll meet again.
Definitely.
But मेरे को जाने का ऐसा परमिशन नहीं देने का इन लोग को. But चलो, he has to go. Till then, bye, take care, Shabba care, take care, whatever it is, and peace out.